Oh, man, it's been a long day today. Um, I did stop by my comic book store. I haven't looked inside the bag since I left there. Um, but this cannot really go on, or I can't have many days like today. I think I spent $40 on new comics with my discount. So let's see what I got. A lot of high-priced comics. Let's start with the highest-priced one. Did not come in a bag. Most of the comics at my shop come in a bag, but this Island, issue 1, looks really cool. The cover feels kind of warped. Great. And it's just a touch bigger, size-wise, and like a trade, square-bound trade. I think it might be 80 or 90 pages. I don't really know. I don't see page numbers. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for this. So it's probably a good deal for the money, but I spent a lot of money today. And way more $3.99 books than I can do. Damn, I should have looked at this cover first. Okay, because this is going to upset my daughter if she stumbles across it. Crossed 100, which was a $4 book. And I think this is issue 6. I think this is Alan Moore's last issue. And then Cy Spurrier starts in on it. So I guess I got to decide after reading this issue whether I want to even go any further. Dark Horse Presents, which is a $5 book. Also a great value for the money. I think it tends to have like 44 or 48 pages of material, but expensive. And another $4 book, Gru, Friends and Foes. So I've cut all the Marvel out of my pull list at the shop and get my Marvel in other cheaper ways. But I'm letting all this other stuff. I mean, I tell myself Gru is worth it, Alan Moore is worth it, but somewhere it's going to have to stop. Let's see, $4 for Lumberjanes. I'm really psyched for Lumberjanes. I tell myself that's worth it. Kaiju Max, an extremely unique comic book. I tell myself that's... Yeah, so what will I cut if I have to cut some of these? I probably shouldn't have gotten this. Book of Death, another one of these sort of more prestige, high-quality Valiant books. I really like them a lot with their really high-quality covers. And I presume, like the others, it will have some back matter in it, like art process or whatever. Let's see. I have not looked in this. This is, I think, cover B or C. I couldn't find cover A. Cover D. At the back, yeah, we seem to have some art process kind of stuff. So that's 4 issues of that. Godzilla in Hell by James Stokey. Is his first name James? I don't know. Each issue of Godzilla in Hell is going to be by different creators, so I might just get this if it stands alone. I just particularly liked James Stokey's Godzilla. He did one other one that I liked a lot. That was a $4 book. And one $4 DC. So DC's got Batman at $4, Robin at $4. There's some other ones I might want, but I'm just not even thinking about them. I was going to jump back on Wonder Woman, but it was $4, so I said no. I don't know. Maybe I should wait for trade on Robin, but I couldn't quite bring myself to make that decision. So, and then a $3.50 book, BPRD Hell on Earth. So I've only got two $3 books, and most of my pull is supposed to be $3 books according to my theories. So something's going wrong here. Trees, which is an excellent book. It's one of the best books I got. And for my daughter, Plants vs. Zombies, number 2 of the Bully for You miniseries, which gives us kind of some backstory on Zomboss, and has always proved excellent. So I got some other stuff this weekend. I stopped by this tiny comic book store that's opened up near my house, and I bought an old issue of the Price Guide, the Overstreet Price Guide. I grabbed the earliest one they had there. It cost $10, which probably, I don't know if that's probably not a good price, but I just wanted it. I've watched Nick 1, Nick talk about price guides and look through them. I've already looked through it a little bit. It's fun to read the little articles in front and stuff. So for me, it was worth one time anyway, buying for $10. This is a special Carl Barks one. So there's somewhere in here is a whole Carl Barks interview and gallery. So there was a time when collectors were super obsessed with Carl Barks. I assume it's more just a smaller esoteric number of people who are still obsessed with Carl Barks. What year did this come out? It's number 7. I think it was like 77 or 78. Where do they put the dates? 77 through 78. So I guess it would reflect 1976 prices. It would be 1978 where I stopped buying comic books. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I went to a comic book shop 2 or 3 times because there was one in New York City that I knew about. So when I visited my grandmother there, I would actually have the opportunity to buy used comics. But so it'll be fun to look at what the prices were like back then. And then my daughter, we have issue 1 and 2 of Dazzler, and my daughter, and we finally got around to reading them, and my daughter's in love with Dazzler now. So we went to 2 comic book stores searching out Dazzler, and we did eventually find it. But the cheap place where I thought we would find it had no Dazzler whatsoever in their cheap comics or their more expensive comics. And so they sold us 2 issues of A-Force because Dazzler's in there with her tiny roll. But my daughter liked A-Force a lot, the all-women story. I don't think all of it tracks a whole lot because of the whole, especially for a 7-year-old, but in a way a 7-year-old doesn't care if it makes sense anyway because of the whole Secret Wars thing. So I'm thinking of getting a print subscription to A-Force maybe for her because it'll be continuing and it'll be by G. Willow Wilson. But on the other hand, I keep worrying these 2 issues were kid-friendly enough, but will the other shoe drop? Will something really gross or scary or sexual? Sexual isn't as bad, although explaining relationships and sex to a 7-year-old is not something I really want to do. But she's totally freaked out by gore or blood or other things that might happen in Marvel Comics. Anyway, so we did then, I think we paid about $2 to $2.50 a copy instead of the 50 cents I was hoping for these Dazzlers. And they have very fun covers. I find the art inside a little on the weak side. But anyway, it's kind of cool having Dazzler meet Doctor Doom. So that's issue 3. More Doctor Doom in issue 4. Someone named the Blue Shield. No idea who that is in 5. But then she gets to go toe-to-toe with the Hulk for 2 issues. And here's a very strange cover. I'm not sure who this is by, but it evokes Neil Adams. I don't know what's going on there. And this is Bill Sienkiewicz, inked by John Romita Sr., which seems like a really strange pairing. Although I may have some old Fantastic Fours where Sienkiewicz is inked by Joe Sinnott, which is also strange. And then this is so awesome, Dazzler versus Galactus. I can't wait till we get to reading that. And that continues in this issue with Terrax on the cover, but Terrax is a herald of Galactus. So I assume Galactus is in here too. So I'm kind of excited for us to read them. They're so dense that, with all the captions and tiny panels and word balloons that it takes us like 2 or 3 days to read an issue. But she is totally psyched for Dazzler. So that's kind of my comic book purchases. I may have to really tone it back for a while. But I look forward to seeing what everyone else got and hearing all your thoughts about it, and I'll talk to you later.